Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Louise and I am an eBay reseller. In this video today I have another sales update for you. So if you watch my previous month where I talked about what I sold in January, it's going to be very similar, where I show you how much I paid for the item, how much I sold it for, and then also showing you the net and the gross profit. I did mention in my previous video how I break down the profit, so be sure to go back and check that out if you're unsure on how I work it all out. So as I've done before, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I've got three sort of really rubbish kind of items for you on profits wise. I've then got three kind of mid-range ones that earned me some decent profit. I was happy to get them fairly often. And then I've got three really good items that either went really quickly and gave me good profit and things like that. And then my final one is the best sale of the month profit wise. So just before we start, I will mention that February was one of my worst months in a while, to be honest. January was fantastic. It was my best month ever selling on eBay. It was really good, and then February just decided to take a massive dip and wasn't my best month. So a lot of these items you will see, I'm still going to show you the three sections. However, some of them are still a bit rubbish, even if they're on the higher end of the scale. So just bear that in mind, and obviously, like I said, it wasn't my best month, so hopefully March is a little bit better. Okay, so let's get started. So the first one here on my sort of worst off one is this cardigan. Now this was a Florence and Fred cardigan. Now on the label it says Florence and Fred. At this time I think I bought it back in January 2019, so it was a long time ago that I bought it, and I just sort of started reselling properly and all this sort of stuff, and I thought, oh, Florence and Fred, I've never heard of them. So I picked it up thinking it was good, and it was lamb's wool. I thought, that's fantastic. I'll pick it up, I'll give it a go, I'll try it out. It wasn't until I got home that I realised Florence and Fred is now what's known as F&F, which is the brand that Tesco sells. So it wasn't so great after that, but I wasn't sort of massively disheartened because the style was still quite pretty. It still had these sort of rhinestones down it and this sort of lovely jewel design on the chest as well. So it was still okay. It was lamb's wool. It looked okay. It looked pretty. So I just thought, why not? Let's just go with that and still stick it up. So I paid £1.50 for it, which wasn't too bad to begin with. And as you can see on the screen here, it was on a sale. So it was originally £10.99. I dropped it down then to £9.89 on a sale that I ran between sort of the mid and end of Feb, just to kind of like get a load of stuff off really that I didn't really want there anymore. So I had it on a sale, but I still also sent an offer out for it. I didn't realise I'd done that, to be honest. So then it sold for £8.70, which left me with a profit of £7.20, which then taken off all the fees and everything like that, I'm then left with £2.21. So I didn't make very much off that at all. But it was one of them mistakes that I learnt from, and I'm aware now what Florence and Fred is. So it went anyway, £2.21. At least I'm in profit rather than losing out completely. Okay, the next item is this M&S dress. As you can see here, again, I had it up for £14.99. I took an offer on it for £13.49. Again, I got this theme, I like sending out offers, and they do quite well actually. So picked it up for £2.50. It was quite a nice style. It was okay. It wasn't too bad. I only had it since December, so it was quite good. It moved quite quickly. I didn't expect it to sell instantly. It's been a dress in the middle of winter. But it was kind of a nice style. And for £2.50 it wasn't too bad really. So, and having it up for £15, it still earned me some decent profit if it sold for that. So yes, I took an offer for £13.49. It then left me with £10.99 profit. After fees and everything else, it then gives me £5.30 profit. Again, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's not fantastic. It's not something that I would like to have every single time. Obviously anything more than that would be much nicer. The next item was then this Roman dress. Now, if you watch my live videos, I do show that I pick up a lot of Roman. It's one of them kind of bread and butter items for me, and I find that I sell it quite a lot. However, this one, I had it for 11 months. So I bought it in March 2019 and it just stuck around. I mean, like I say, I pick up this item a lot. It does really well for me usually, but I just think it was the style. I think the style just didn't sell it. I thought it was quite funky. I thought it was quite tropical and quite fun, but clearly not. So it didn't sell very quickly at all. I picked it up for £3.95, which I would usually pick up Roman for about that price. And then I had it for £17.99, again ran that sale, and it sold for the sale price of £16.19. So after all the costs and the expenses and stuff like that, it leaves me the total profit then of £6.15. So it's not fantastic, and it had stuck around for a long time as well. So I think if I'm picking up Roman again, I think I'll be looking out for the style as well as the brand. I think the kind of fancier styles do better, so more like the workwear or the evening wear, things like that, of Roman do really well. Maybe not so much the casual stuff. Okay, the next item again is another hat. I thought I'd like to try and mix it up again, showing you different items. This hat was one of the first hats that I ever bought when I was really testing out hats and seeing if they were worth anything. And I thought, yeah, let's go for it. And Eastex I'd heard of before as a brand for selling dresses, so I thought, yeah, that's fine. It looks, again, has that kind of wedding vibe, but I think for the ones that have earned me really good money are a lot sort of bigger and usually made out of straw and a big floral thing. So I just, this one didn't really have that look to it. And also I've just noticed that the top of it was a bit bumpy. That probably wasn't so good in the photo because it wasn't like that all the way around, so I don't know. I don't really know how that happened. It might have also been my photography that didn't help it there either. So like I said in my previous video as well, I show the labels and I show measurements across the whole sort of diameter of it, and then also I will then show sort of the inside of the actual hat itself. So in this case it's about 21.5 inches round, and I've actually just noticed that in my title I've put in 21.5 centimetres rather than 21.5 inches. That's no good. So that's probably why it stuck around as well. But yeah, so it was up for £19.99 and I got the full asking price for it as well. I think I did pay a little bit much for it. I paid £5.50 for it to begin with, again because this was me just testing out hats, thinking let's just try and buy one. I thought hats are quite expensive, so £5.50 should be okay. So for the first time paying £5.50, I'm not kicking myself too much. It was a good lesson and I have made some really good profit off a lot of other hats as well. So I paid up really to learn a lot more, so I'm okay with that really. So after all the expenses and everything else, it then leaves me the profit of £7.84, which like I said isn't fantastic, but it's okay really. So the second kind of okay one, so the mid-range one, is this Laura Ashley cardigan. The reason why I picked out this one is I paid £1 for it. First of all, I sold it for the full asking price of £19.99 and it sold within a week. So as you can see, it's just a sort of a really simple Laura Ashley cardigan. I didn't think it would go that quickly. It's quite pretty, don't get me wrong, it's really nice, but I just didn't think it would go so quickly. So after all the fees and everything and all the other costs, it then gives me £12.34 profit. Paying £1 for an item and then obviously selling it for £20 left me with some really good profit, so I'm quite happy with that one. Okay, so this next one here, this one stuck around with me again for a little while as well, and eventually it did sell. So you can see that I paid £3 for this. It was one of them things that I think I was with my dad and he spotted it actually, and noticed that it had sort of Jordan written on the back with number 23. So it was an actual official vest, champion vest. But again, now I'm looking at it, I think, because when did I buy this? I bought it in April 2019. I did actually check the comps back when I was looking at this and it had some really good return on it, which is why I had it initially up for £30. But nobody just took it. But now I'm looking at that thinking, is that L suggesting that's a large child's, more age 14 to 16? I think that's what it might be. I think that might be why it didn't sell so quickly either, because it's not just a standard large, it's a large youth, isn't it? Like a large child's one. So that might be where I went wrong on that one as well. So I'm picking up all my own mistakes in this video today. So yeah, so I mean, it's not too bad. It sold in the end. I did have it, like I said, since April, so I've had it nearly a year. However, I did only pay £3 for it and I did eventually sell it for £23.75. So as you can see, it was on sale, and then again I sent out another offer on top of that sale, so again shooting myself in the foot a bit. So after all the fees and everything like that, it gave me £13.55 profit. So again, it wasn't too bad, but it's not the best amount of profit for something that had been sat there for nearly a year. So I think again, all these little things that I'm picking up today, as I'm doing this video, I'm sort of taking note of, and hopefully I'll avoid them mistakes next time. Okay, on to my 3 best kind of sales of the month. This Adrianna Papel dress I picked up in Feb and I sold it. I think I sold it the same day or the next day. It was really, really quick. I didn't expect it to go that quickly. I do find really nice Adrianna Papel dresses do sell quite well for me. However, I didn't really like the look of this dress, to be honest. So if you did buy this off me, I apologise, but I didn't like the look of it. It wasn't, definitely not my kind of style. And also there was a few issues with the beading. I did mention this obviously in my description. You can't see it too well on here, but some of the beading, some of the threads there you can probably see is hanging off there because some of the beading is missing in comparison to how it is on the other sleeve. The beads go a bit more higher up, and I think there was a bit of an issue as well along the neckline one as well. Again, nothing massively obvious, but I did mention this in my description. So for this dress I paid £6. I think I was kind of getting a bit desperate for picking up stuff, so I paid up for a little bit for this dress. Again, £6 isn't a massive amount of money, but I like to obviously minimise how much I'm spending on it. So, but £6, I knew I'd get a decent return from it. I had it for £34.99 and I sent an offer out, and I'm quite, actually now I'm looking at it, I was quite surprised that I sent an offer out so early because like I said, I think it sold within the same day or the next day. So usually I don't try to send out offers to watchers so quickly, but I did. I think because February was so rubbish for me, I think I was just trying to do anything to get some money from people. So after sending out an offer, it sold for £31.49, taking off the cost £25.49, and then dropping it down then to £17.15 after all the fees. So really I'm actually quite happy with that, but actually I think I might have got a little bit more if I waited out and actually sold it for the full price. I think I need to bear that in mind. So should I have taken that £31.49 and been happy with it and the fact that it's gone, or should I have stayed with my gut and saying no, it's £34.99, I'm going to stick it out and hopefully someone will buy it for the full price, but it might stay there for 2 months. I think it's kind of a personal thing whether you'll be happy to get it out the door really, really quickly but you've lost £3 on it, or whether you're happy to sit on something for a little while but would rather it go out for full price. So I think it is a personal thing. To be honest, I'm not that bothered. I'm kind of either way really. For £17.15 profit, I'm happy with that, so I'm fine with it going out for £31.49 so quickly. Okay, the second one of my good items that sold, as you can see, this item, the amount that I sold it for is less than the previous item. However, the profit on it was a touch more, so that's why it's in this order. These are a pair of jeans by the brand Money. I do remember putting this in a haul video a little while ago, and as you can see, I paid £4 for these jeans, and they were in my sale and I sold them for £29.69. I thought these would go really quickly. It wasn't so long that I'd heard of the word selvage, I didn't really know what it meant at the time, and then when I heard about it for like Levi jeans and stuff, I was really sort of keeping my eye out for them. When I saw these, I was really happy. Saw them for £4, checked the comps, I thought wow, they're going to do fantastically well. I bought them back in June 2019, so I thought they'd do, like I said, I thought they'd do really well. I didn't think they'd stick around as long as they did. I did have a lot of interest on them, but nobody bought it off me. I also sent offers out, and again, nobody purchased it. But as soon as I put the sale on, obviously somebody snatched it up and bought it off me. So, but it's not too bad. I mean, it earned me some really decent profit, really, but did stick around a bit longer than I hoped. So I paid £4, I got £29.69 from it, so all in all I earned £17.62. So again, not much difference from that previous dress. So like I was saying earlier about would I have been happy to take less for that previous dress, or should I have stuck it out? Well, I've stuck this one out and ended up having to reduce it in the end and earn almost the same amount of profit. So I'm quite happy really to sort of get them out the door. So yeah, this one stuck around a little bit longer than I wanted to. And then finally, out of my sort of really good items that I've sold, was this Frank Usher dress jacket sort of combo thing. As a lot of you probably know, I like this sort of like the wedding thing. I like mother of the bride outfits, I like wedding hats, all that kind of stuff. I like to really pick them up. They do really well for me, and I like to keep my eye out for them. Now, as you can see, I really did pay up for this. I paid £12.99 for this set here. Again, I did have a look on comps. I'd never heard of Frank Usher at the time. I'd seen that they do quite well, so I thought, you know what, I can make some decent money off this. I'm going to pay up. I'm going to pay £12.99 for it. And then I put it up for £44.99. and thankfully it sold full price. I didn't have it that long really. I had it since November 2019, so I'd only had it for a few months. However, I didn't actually expect it to sell in November. If the whole idea of it is that it's a mother of the bride outfit, really people generally aren't going to be looking into buying them things until the summer, so I didn't actually expect it to sell in November, even though obviously I listed it. So obviously I let it get interest, and then obviously when the time came, somebody picked it up for full price. I'm quite happy that I paid up for it. Obviously if I paid less I would have made more profit, you know, obviously that's quite straightforward, but I paid, like I said, £12.99, I sold it for £44.99, and after fees and everything else I made £21.68 profit. So again, super happy with that. That's the sort of thing I'd love to sell all day long, but it's obviously not that simple, is it? So even though I paid up for it, I knew that I'd be getting a decent return on it. So finally, my best item of the month that I sold was this coat. Now, this coat has been the bane of my life. Like in my previous video, funnily enough, I had a coat, an All Saints coat, that was my best sale of January, and I was saying it's my boomerang coat, it's been coming back to me several times and it just won't go and things like that. So this coat is the same thing but even worse. Obviously it's not as much money as the All Saints coat. This one is almost half the price, but it has been returned to me 4 times. So, and all for the same reason of it, that it doesn't fit. So it hasn't been the fact that there's an issue with it or anything like that, it's just the fact that it didn't fit. The most frustrating thing with that, as if you're a clothing seller you will understand that it's more frustrating, especially when you've put in the measurement. So I take a photo of my measurements, so I lay them flat, I then put the tape measure on top and I show it in the photo. So rather than it sort of hiding in the description somewhere, it is directly in the photo. You can see what the sizes of these are. So I do pit to pit, I do the waist, I do the sleeve length, and I do the full length of the item, whatever it might be. So it was all in there. However, people kept returning it saying it didn't fit them, which is quite frustrating, but it happens. So this eventually sold for £42.23. So again, I took an offer on it. I paid £7.99 for it. I was happy to pay £7.99 for this kind of coat. It was a wool and cashmere blend. It was really long. It had the faux fur neckline. I was really happy to pay up for this because I knew it would get me some decent money. However, I didn't expect it to be returned a million times. So yeah, so anyway, paid £7.99, got £42.23 after sending out an offer, which left me with £34.24. Then taking off all the fees, it then leaves me with £24.32. So like I said at the start of the video, this wasn't my best month, and that was my best sale of the month. So that kind of goes to show a lot of my other items generally can be a bit higher than that for my best sales. However, this one was just like pretty standard. There wasn't much of a difference really between the previous item and this item in amounts of profit. And again, I sold this one for £42.23, and the previous one I made £44.99. So I actually made more on the previous one, but actually profit wise I made more profit on this coat because I paid less for this item. So yeah, there you go. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your February was better than mine. It wasn't so great. As like I said, it was my worst month that I've had. I'm hoping that March will be better, and I'll be back next month to show you how I did in March, and hopefully it will be better. Fingers crossed it is. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below how you found that your February was. Was it better than what you expected? Was it worse? Or was it about right really? So thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you soon.